Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be making a game and maybe like 4 hours, 5 hours. So I've noticed that I've been kind of slacking lately on my game dev, and that's the reason why I have been doing a lot of game jams. I feel like I perform better under pressure, like I can output more. And when you just have a project you're working on, you don't really feel the pressure to finish it fast. Like if there's a bigger project, like I made a game in about 3 weeks, like a month ago, 2 months ago, and it was just like a drag compared to my normal game jam games. So I'll be trying to get into that kind of work ethic. And the way I'm planning on doing that is I want to put out 30 games in 30 days. That's a goal at least. So I'll be making a game every day for 30 days. I might skip a couple days because I don't necessarily have the time every day to make a full game, but that will be the goal. So today I want to make a rhythm game. I've been really into rhythm games lately, and I think they're fun to make. I think it's just fun to kind of have sound interact with gameplay in interesting ways. Like it's fun to sync, first of all, like things in the world with sound in the first place, but then you take it a step further and you have straight up gameplay that is focused on the sound, that is interacting directly with the sound, that is kind of getting a groove. And it's fun to play them. I know I made a Guitar Hero clone, a straight up Guitar Hero clone. There wasn't much to it. I'll actually be making a Godot tutorial on how to make a rhythm game, and like that project is complete, and it's just a matter of making the video and explaining everything properly. But I had fun playing that game. Like, and it was just fun to me. So I don't know, maybe other people will enjoy my rhythm games as much as I do, hopefully. sometimes I get into them, and it's just fun to play them, because like when a game finally comes together and it starts looking like a game, it's just magical a little bit. Anyways, so don't have much time, so this will be a simple game. So the basic idea, I kind of thought about this yesterday, and the basic idea that I had is kind of have a block over here and have two lines of different blocks over here, right? So you have blocks that you need to match. There will be like different colors, so it will be kind of like, basic idea would be kind of like Tetris, right? So you get one block that you have to put in a specific position, but in this case there will be only like two positions. You either put it left or right, and so this block will have color, say it's green, and this block will be red, and this block will be green. So you will get points for putting this block over here, right? And it will be a rhythm game, so there will be a song playing, and you will have to do that on the beat, kind of. So like you have like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you put a block left or right on every beat, and you get more points for putting it more accurately on the beat. And you can obviously put it to the right on the beat, but so let's say that there is a red block here and a blue block here, we can't match it to green, obviously. So we're running into that problem. Then what happens then? I think we should still get points. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. So you will get the most points for putting it in the right position. So for matching color. And beat. So you have to be aware of what colors the surrounding blocks are, but you also get points. Also get points for just moving blocks on the beat. So the beat is gonna be is most important. Right, I think that would be the basic idea of the game. Oh shit, what just happened there? And just actually having a pre-made project with like a lot of the basic things that you constantly repeatedly do, especially like shit, did not change that either. Constantly repeatedly do is very helpful because you can just get into making the game. Like I've been trying to have more pre-made assets and more pre-made scripts, but it's been a little bit of a struggle. I'm trying to figure out a good system for myself to not repeatedly do the same things, but like I do some variations of them, and not every game needs like all of the things that I do, so it's hard to figure out. Slider, we want to fix. We will have a block over here, 2 stacks of blocks over here. They will be kind of going from above. There will be a where should I show the score? Doesn't matter at this point, I guess. I'm just trying to think how I would design the nodes. So we'd have a node. So they're gonna be area 2Ds, I think. So we'll have like a little when it hits another block, we will figure out pass that information to the game node, and then kind of it seems like a logical thing to do. So how's this thing gonna move to the left or to the right and up and down? Because maybe actually blocks on the side, you want the rest to fall. So that would make the center block an area 2D and the side blocks kinematic bodies. I was thinking it would make sense to make them the same thing, but I don't think it does, because we'd just be saving a lot of coding For like the movement of these blocks, if we just use them as kinematic bodies with gravity and stuff. So like this block disappears, and gravity just takes care of us, and we don't need to worry about the movement of the blocks. So we'll do that. We'll do kinematic bodies on the sides, and then an area 2D in the center, and then once area 2D collides with the kinematic body, we will do this thing, like all of this stuff. I think that's the way to go. So start out with the kinematic bodies. Different block colors. You could actually use a shader and just color the blocks. Not worry about it, but I think I'm going to make separate sprites because I'm not too comfortable with shaders yet, and I don't have that much time. Just pop this here, doesn't matter. We'll scale this a little bit down. Naming, they're both blocks. Oh my god. Following block. There we go. Whoa. So we got that going. Let's see how two of them work. Nice. So now we need to make the center block. Dash script, sorry, change type, area 2D. We'll add a tween for movement because it looks cooler than just normal, easier to implement than normal movement. We will add a script. Why? Because there's no variable color in here. Let's see how that works out. Yep, different color blocks. Following. We have a set amount of blocks on each side, and we want to keep that amount constant. Right, because we'll be destroying a block on the left side, and we want to spawn a block on the left side. So if it's destroyed on the left side, we'll pass that to the game, and the game heat. So we want probably a score over Why is it? What the f is wrong with you? Excuse me? Is it the jitter thing? Because I assume it doesn't actually know that it's on the 4. Although I don't remember having any issues with this pneumatic body 2D. Is on 4. Only updates when calling move and slide. Okay, so I do need to call move and slide every frame. And we need to give it the 4 normal. Vector. -1. No, 0, -1. Why are you doing this to me? You're obviously on the 4. Obviously I moved it too much. Exactly. Heat. It works. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. Any minute now? Oh. I thought I fixed it, but I didn't. I thought I was gonna save time by using a kinematic body, but actually I was just shooting myself in the foot. Fun times. Let's figure this out. I didn't think I'd get stuck on this, but it is what it is. Move inside velocity, vector 2. I feel like I'm just being dumb somewhere for some reason, and so I think our problem was that, yeah, I think this is fixed actually. I think the problem was that recalling is on 4 before, move and slide, which shouldn't be the case because Zone 4 is only updated after move and slide, which I should know, I guess, but I don't. So we figured that one out, thank God. Best practices. Nice. Instance direction equals direction. Right. Righto. Falling block, moving block, direction 1. Right. Okay. Game. All of these. I'm gonna get all of these and set their direction to 1, and all of these set their direction to -1. Okay. Should work. You lag out a little bit. I think I need to spawn them higher. Okay, so for it to register with the player what color this block is, what color the center block is, and what colors the side blocks are, I think that it needs to be like maybe 1.5 second interval. I mean, there's a significant amount of time that you need to realize for it to register with you. Let's actually plug in some music and see how that works out. Probably need like a slower song over here. Not cinematic gaming, maybe. Not epic gaming. For Twitch streaming. Ooh, let's go. Takes me a couple hours to realize that my desktop audio is not actually recording. So hold on there. Alrighty. What do we want to do now? We want to have we want to actually copy a lot of our code from my rhythm game tutorial because it is very similar. I should actually write a proper conductor class for this, and that's what I'm gonna do. We are gonna make a conductor class. So this is going to be super helpful, actually. Speaking of things I could kind of abstract a little bit. Song position, beats, all of this over here, BPM. So we will write a kind of a class that will allow us to track, first of all, the song position and the song position beats, because like I'm gonna explain in my rhythm game tutorial, basically the Godot timers are not very good for rhythm games because the game timer and the audio stream player timer are not perfectly in sync. So sometimes the audio stream player will start playing songs slightly later, depending on kind of like load times and stuff like that. And we want to be able to manage that depending on kind of the rhythm of the game itself. So especially in browser games, sometimes the sounds will start playing slightly later, slightly earlier than slightly later than they're supposed to, especially in my robots and locomotives and zombie apocalypse game. You can see that the gunshots specifically, they kind of start a little bit off than they're supposed to, which is weird. They don't do that in the desktop version of the game, but in HTML that happens. So in order to deal with the fact that sound is not perfectly synced with the game clock, well, we use the sound clock in our conductor in order to sync the game and sound. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to create a class that will allow us to track the song position in beats very accurately compared to normal Godot timers. Essentially, playback position gives us the current playback position, which we can't really track from the game itself other than calling this, but the playback position is always is not updated every frame. It's updated every 2, 3, 4 frames, and the way that we interpolate the song position from this, we get audio server get time since last mix, which is based on actual game time, but so this is the actual playback position, and from the playback position we add the amount of time that's passed since we got this number, and that's how we get the song position. But also we get audio server get output latency, which is the the amount of time since we played this playback position and the amount of time that it took for it to output to us. So we get a very accurate representation of where the song is currently. Song position and beats basically just gives us
current time, kind of. Sorry, not the current time. The beat that we're currently on. So was spawn beat. We don't need this. Seconds per beat. Last reported song time. What is this? Why do I use this? This only match? This only match. Don't need this. Song position is beats, seconds per beat. That's all we need. Now, song position in beats, last reported beat. Another useful function I had in that game is actually go to beat audio stream player seek, so it goes to that specific beat in the game, so you can kind of track, you can kind of create levels way more efficiently. So you're basically creating levels based on a beat and a rhythm game. So if you wanna start out from a specific beat, you can do that. And yeah.
And this will allow us to kind of track where we are inside of the game itself. So we'll get signals on every beat. Kind of change up the whole. We'll not be doing stuff in the physics process inside the game itself, I guess. And the conductor over here. Or maybe not, maybe we'll just stick to every fourth or every second. We'll see how that works. But thing we want to do is we want the player every nth beat. And the way that we're going to track that, because that conductor code that I wrote is basically good for spawning things on beat. It's not good for actually pressing things on beat. So it's slightly different. We would have a function return. That would be 2 return values. It doesn't work. Return how far off it we are. So if we ask for closest beat, it will give us like 55, 54, and like 0.01 seconds. We could just make it vector 2. We just need to round this. And now we'll give us the closest beat, and then I'll just put int in front of this so that it's an integer. Other than that, distance to beat, time of beat was 0.0 song position. Give visual cues to notify us when we have to press. Like a loading type animation over here, and you need to press on every we'll reset this every time we want to press the button. So what we're doing here is basically resetting the texture progress to 0 every nth beat, and by what we want to increment it is what I'm trying to figure out. So we have our delta in seconds, we have our BPM, we have our constant seconds per beat, which is 60 divided by BPM. One beat is 60 divided by 119, so that would be I understand. Why is it 0.6? Your mother. I see what the problem is here. Well, not really, but yes, we'll do this. Song position equals 0 seconds per beat equals 60, 0 divided by BPM. I didn't realize that we needed to do that thing.
So the problem that I ran into here was basically that the seconds per beat variable was getting set before the value from the inspector was getting loaded into it, so it just confused the hell out of me.
Game now every second beat. We want to get the nth closest beat actually, because we are clicking on every second beat. So closest beat equals int around song position divided by seconds per beat. How would we make sure that this is a multiple of 2, multiple of n actually? Basically we want to get the ceiling first, and if the ceiling is an even number, okay, that wouldn't give us the nth beat though, that would give us just an even beat. So for the nth beat, no, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work. Gives us 4 of this and times nth gives us the lower. So if song position is 53 divided by 2, sorry, what? 52. It'll give us 52. So that would be the lowest. 52, and then we figure out which is closer by divide. We don't even floor it actually, we just divide that by nth around this and multiply it by nth. That's what we do. The thing that we want. Okay, I got this going. Now these we will use for how far off the timing we want the player to be. So if it's within 0.05 seconds of the actual beat, he presses the button within 0.05 seconds of the actual beat. That's perfect press, good press, okay press. We'll put a label. Okay, offset. Okay. Boomer. Else. Rainbow text. Mist. Mist. Alrighty. Let's see. This over here. Why is it so inconsistent? And the reason why it's so inconsistent is because I used the 4 of the song position instead of the actual song position, like a dumbass. Closest beat. How can this happen? This shouldn't be able. This shouldn't be happening at all. Notice it's a rounding error on. No, like this shouldn't be happening at all. Period. It is a rounding error. I literally rounded it down. Alright, later. Because the game doesn't seem to be broken. Let's see if we can find one. Song position. Okay. 16. It's probably because we don't want to use song position and beats. We want to use song position divided by seconds per beat. Ta-da! That way, because this thing is not actually used for tracking the closest beat, but rather it is used for tracking the closest beat that we already passed. So it should be better now. Oh, alrighty. So now we need a score label. First of all, actually, let's figure out what's going on here. Move side. Delta never used. Yeah, that's fine. Closest beat. The same name. Closest, I'll just call it closest. Closest. That's fine. Conflicts with a variable. Move inside returns a value. It's never used. That is absolutely fine. Delta is never used in the function. That is also fine. Now these. I have no idea why. But that seems to have fixed the problem, which I don't know what it was. And so it returns the value, but the value is never used. Yeah, no.
No, we're fine without the... Got to figure out the scoring for the game. And what I'm thinking for that is... So, combos will be important. Combos will be super important. But also, you can greatly increase your score by getting the right colors. So you'd never want to break your combo, first of all. And then, hits aren't that important. It's just like, gotta land them. That's about it. So, combo plus 1 point. Alrighty. First of all, I want to call a timer. So I want to save the block that we're hitting. I wanna not queue free this, but hit equals body. I want to call a timer. Create a timer in this 1 shot and 0.2 seconds. 0.1 second actually, it's fine. That will on timeout do the exact same thing. I just want to hit Q frame. So I want to do this, and I want to destroy this actually. Following block, I want a function destroy over here, and I want a particles CPU particles node over here that will not be emitting, that will be 1 shot. Dead equals false if not dead. Dead equals true. When we are destroying the other block is when we want to increment the score, because that's when we know the color of the block and we can match the color. So at this point we know that we want to actually save previous hit equals 0. Previous hit equals 10. We want to increment score by 10. Hit equals 8. and then previous hit equals 5, and then previous hit equals 1. So increment score plus equals previous hit plus combo, and multiply that by So we got that figured out. Now I actually want to copy shit from my rhythm game again. Scenes and global. Yep. We want a how-to, probably, maybe. Definitely want to explain how to play the game. But where? Can I explain everything? In one way, bowl, ideally. No, let's just do that. Custom fonts, bit, custom colors. Match the color of the center block
to the I think that's about it. I think the game is done. Yeah. Let me just record a gameplay GIF, I guess. GIF. I call it GIF because GIF sounds. Name is Jeff. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.